am going live a full 30 minutes before I said I would for a number of reasons, mostly because Aaron is going to be going live at the exact same time I would have been going live. And the sun is shining. I have to get out there and do what type of gardening I need to do, get it done now because we've been having rain every afternoon. I've got to cut back the banyan vines that are coming down, all of that. Crystal fan, I'm 30 minutes early. I don't want to run into Aaron. EKC People Sucks live stream, which is exactly at the same time mine is scheduled. I want everybody to be able to see mine, see her, see whoever else is going to talk about this hot mess of a stupid. Those of you that have been on Twitter this morning have seen everything that has gone down with Todd Chrisley and everybody else. And I wanted to wear an accessory today that if I were Miss without a box of Kleenex, I would hope that my husband would put on me. A gag. She just needs to shut the heck up right now. So, for those of you who are like me that needed sleep last night and actually stayed asleep, there has been so much BS that has gone down. I'm just completely flabbergasted and laughing at the same time and horrified at everything else. You know, Katie had been a friend of mine. And you did? Katie had been a friend of mine, and hey, Bliss Chris, I had no idea that this was the way that things were going to go down, that she was like this. Totally acluistic I was about all of this. And it is what it is. I don't understand how we've gotten here. Well, I do understand how we've gotten here because she's ignored every single legal threat or anything that people have done to her, have said to her. This is why it pays to be kind to people, even if they say ugly things about you. You've noticed I've said nothing about the Bobby Recaps video other than, hey, it's his right. He could do videos about me all day long about how bad my hair sucks or whatever. And that's fine. That's just how life is. But with her, it is a little bit more insidious, the stuff she's doing. And I'm scared for her. I really am, even though I don't like her and I don't like what she's doing. I'm afraid for her. I'm afraid for Todd. And I'm afraid for that small child, for Vaughn. Small town Jewel, yes, you did miss it. Number one of the things, oh no, he's not helping. He's doubling down. And that's why I had to say what I had to say yesterday to Todd, because he was out there on Bobby's live stream saying some things that weren't quite the whole truth of the matter. He didn't understand that I blocked him because ain't nobody got time for that. I didn't want to hear his voice. He has no effect on me. It was just a tiny little pissant thing. So it was kind of like, why? So he's not helping. He's actually egging things on. And I think based upon the document the thing I saw filed by Julie Chrisley last night on her media page, on her social media, I believe that there's another lawsuit coming and Todd is going to be named in it. Todd Paulson will be one of the defendants. You know, I love my husband. He's a wonderful guy. Right now, he's out interviewing people for next year's program that he's involved in, teaching Tico's English and having one of them get a college scholarship. Here I was thinking that I was better off coming in early morning so I wouldn't be so dingy. I'm still dingy. Anyway, he's off doing that. He's a wonderful guy. But if I started doing this crap, he would grab me by my hair and pull me off the internet. I know he would. He would smash my laptop. He would insist that I get help. I believe he would haul me to the psychiatrist if I started going off the rails a bit. And there's been times when I've been off the rails just a scooch about all of this. And he said, why are you verklimping? This has nothing to do with your real life. And I've had to step back and say, wow, you're right. This has nothing to do with my real life. This is just a little side hobby. Nothing to do with it. So anyway, back to what happened. Lindsay posted, and Todd Chrisley posted on his social media, making me bust out laughing. He posted the typical petty. He said, "Don't make me post the email you sent me begging for settlement because you're out of money." He posted that about KJ. Now, I knew eventually she was gonna completely run out of money, and because lawsuits are expensive. I mean, you guys know that I went to my lawyer like 6 weeks ago or so to talk to him about the possibility of suing, and we both agreed that for what would be left after all these other lawsuits drop, it wouldn't be worth it at all. And I'm a lot of things, but I don't waste money. I'm one of those people. I'm tight to a default. And the shirt I'm wearing is a Vera Wang that I got for $1 at Goodwill. That's the kind of person I am. I'm tight with a buck. I always have been and always will be until the day I die. It's just how I am. I like nice things. I like nice things for good prices. I don't brag that I have money to buy a Bentley. I don't do anything like that. Sorry about that. Katie's entrenched in a world of make-believe, a place from which she is not going to recover if she doesn't watch herself with these lawsuits. She's just ruining her son's life. Christoph fan, they are my jam. I go to Goodwill and garage sales. Here I don't, but when I'm in the States, honey, I hit up every garage sale at Goodwill and try to bring nice things back because I'm just not going to spend money on nicer things in life if I can get them for cheaper. I honestly think Todd and KJ are so used to living a crisis would be that this is the only way they know. Just another troll. That might be. That well might be because I know a little something about having lived that lifestyle for enough years with my daughter. And let me tell you, her and I have had completely different reactions to children who had chronic illnesses. I struggled after a couple of years to be able to give my child a normal life, normal life. And sometimes that meant going way out on a limb and doing stuff I wasn't comfortable with, but I was not willing to leave her in this space where she was completely isolated. Liz, I know. I pushed my live up by a few minutes, by 30 minutes, because I saw that Aaron was going live and I didn't want to run into Aaron's time because Aaron's going to read the actual documents. I am not going to do that. Well, Bliss, he's running around and just like doubling down on everything. That's what Todd Paulson is doing. Every time when KJ put a statement out last night, she put a statement out that sounded like it was written by a lawyer talking about asking for the Shins, their thing to be denied and other things. And about suing Todd Chrisley because last night she let it drop. She has filed against Todd Chrisley. She's filed a defamation suit against Todd Chrisley. So we've got that going on too. And Todd was all over that statement. She pulled the statement after a few minutes after people said, "Why is this statement written in third person?" So the statement came down. Yeah. Liz, it's kind of crazy. I'm luckier than a lot of people because I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm just here during COVID with chronic illness myself. And so I'm not going anywhere. I got time enough to do this if stuff drops. But yeah, she is unnecessarily throwing dollars away. So I think that what's going on is people are squeezing in while they can. This has just been incredibly horrible how this all has gone down and everything that has happened. And I think she's lost all touch with reality. I mean, she's got Lindsay Chrisley putting out all these statements about how KJ and her husband Todd have been harassing her personally and making her life miserable and bringing her making her life miserable and talking about her constantly in live streams, that Lindsay Chrisley had asked KJ many, many times to stop this, which puts kind of paid to the notion that her and KJ are best friends. But we know how KJ likes to claim best friends. She was calling me her best friend for a while. And honey, it wasn't anything of the sort. I'd get so frustrated with her. Sometimes I'd block her on Facebook. And she'd stay blocked for a week or so. And then she would come back with a brand new account and come right around my block. So there's that. I saw the rumor mill on Twitter about her begging for dollars in Unirock's chat a few nights ago. Does anybody know if it's true? I don't know, Bliss. I read the same rumor. I have no idea if that is true or not. It wouldn't surprise me. I know she she used to hang out at Unirock's a lot. I don't doubt she's out of dollars because my hair is driving me crazy, but I'm getting ready to go out and weed, so I guess it's okay. She didn't know what friendship is. You're exactly right. Narcissistic people love bomb people, and soon enough, these people see through them. Consistent KJ pattern. That is exactly right. So we have Todd P mocking Todd C. We have just KJ saying, I can afford to buy 2 Bentleys. Well, bitch, so can I, but I'm not about to do that. I'm too tight for that. Do they sell Bentleys at the Goodwill? So there's that. So she said that. And what I've known about Katie in the years that I've known her, the minute she brags that she has the money to do something, it means there are money troubles behind the scenes. It could be that the money trouble is Vaughn's medicine. God knows I know all about that because I fight with my insurance company all the time, just trying to get them to cover my shit here. And it's not, and the stuff I'm buying here is way cheaper than it is in the States. And it's the same stuff I've been taking forever. 2 p.m. Eastern, yes. And my understanding is anybody with the password and the room can go in and watch a hearing. I probably won't. I think I will sew this afternoon and I'll catch everybody else's live streams and stuff about what's happening. I don't know. Is Minnesota in Mountain or are they in Central? I'm not sure what their time zone would be. I'm not real familiar with that in the States. If it's not East Coast, then I don't know what it is. Which has created some problems when we've tried to talk to people in the States. Yeah, Central would make the most sense. I think so. Uncivil is doing a play-by-play at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it said that you're not allowed to rebroadcast. You're not allowed to do screen caps. So he's going to have to be watching it and doing the live thing and doing a play-by-play. And somebody needs to do that. It won't be me because, like I said, I can feel myself getting anxious when this crap happens. And I try not to ever do that. Central Time. Okay, good. Good, Carmelo. So between all of this and the fact that the lawsuit is very clearly about to drop from Lindsay Chrisley, I have heard rumors that, truthfully, probably will. I heard her say something like that too. I have heard rumors that Julie Chrisley is about to file her own lawsuit, and not only Julie Chrisley, but their son, a number of people in the Chrisley family are going to be suing her, according to what everybody's saying. I don't know how true any of that is, but I would not be surprised. I do know of a surprise witness that the Chrisleys are calling. It's not me, but it is a surprise nevertheless. So part of me, I'm kind of torn. I don't know about you guys, but I'm torn about this. There's part of me that is just giggling and going, oh, this is awesome. This woman is finally going to get the karmic realignment that she has earned the hard way. And then there's a part of me that is concerned for Vaughn. If this wrecks his parents' life, it's going to wreck his life. It'll affect them all. And I would not want to be part of anything that wrecks that child's life. On Nene Marie's community tab, she's posting a screenshot of the, yeah, I saw that in several places. She should have learned from the Tati Westbrook lawsuit, but she did not. Tati was far too kind in letting her continue with her YouTube channel. She's not going to learn until somebody takes the YouTube channel away. And I did notice that Todd has his own channel now, and that's what I was talking about yesterday when I corrected him on the spelling of the Pinewood he was talking about. He has a new channel. Apparently, he's going to be making his guitars and showing the videos there. Too bad, because I kind of liked his history ones, the two he did on his wife's channel. But part of me wonders, hey, Big Mama, part of me wonders if the new YouTube channel is because she stands a chance of losing hers, and I don't doubt she'll try to take his over. Todd C. said they will be doing lawsuits for each individual in their family that was slandered. Yeah, I know he said that on his podcast, All Town Jewel. I know that's what he said, and I'm curious to see if they're going to do that. Because it's one thing to shout it on your podcast. It's a whole another ball game to actually file the lawsuit. They are preparing for it. Yep. So it's going to be a, you know what, a shit show. This whole thing. And it could have easily been avoided. I mean, my understanding is she has been begging Todd to settle, Todd Chrisley. And she shouldn't have waited so long. If she really wanted to settle, she should have talked to him with the first cease and desist sent. We know how she likes to ignore those. Maybe Todd Paulson will have to go get a real job. Poor job. I'm thinking the same thing. Why did Killer Joy reply to Toad's comment? I got you, fam. Why did she say it like that? Squidward, they are in protection mode right now between her and Todd. They're pretending to have a good marriage, and it's just nobody's buying it. Nobody is buying any of what is said by either one of them about their marriage. In fact, I had to laugh. Somebody asked me today if I thought that on Todd's channel, his guitar channel, Vaughn's Art Guitars, if I thought that he was going to make a joyfully unavailable guitar. And I was laughing and saying, what would that even look like? Would it be like a giant, hey, Melanie, would it be like a giant lady part with the universal sign for forbidden on top of it? I mean, I can't even imagine what that would look like. Or maybe he'll do one for Mein Kampf. He did give it like top stars. It's just pretty crazy, some of the stuff going on. And I would love, it would be a guitar that didn't work. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that household right now. I guarantee you there are drunken freakouts going on, and I'm there for that. I'm petty enough that I'm there for that. Petty enough. And here's the thing. I was less petty towards her and sort of kind of wondering what was going to go on, and not as excited about all of this until I got those letters from her lawyer. And then it was like, it's on like Donkey Kong. Some needs to get that poor boy out of there. It would be it can't be a great environment for him. Christine, I think the boy needs to go back to school and everything else. I know she's claiming that she's isolating the child because of COVID. So I'm kind of two minds of that. I understand that she's isolating the child, but I believe, isn't he vaccinated? I mean, she's not going to be able to isolate him forever. Eventually the reckoning will come. And as COVID continues, each strain is less and less strong and less likely to send you to the hospital. So keeping the kid in, and he's already had it too. He's had it and successfully survived it. Send that kid back to school. Send him out to elementary school. One of the big things, and I say this about homeschooling families, they all had COVID and he didn't require hospitalization. That's exactly right, Christine. One of the things I say about homeschooling families is that one of my main objections to homeschooling is that kids miss that socialization that we all get in either public school or private school that teaches us how to get along with other people, how to get along with other people, how to handle people that don't like us, how to handle all of that. And if you don't, it, oh yeah, she's sleeping. We don't fully develop as human beings. I've wondered about why KJ has not been able to figure out that not everybody in this world is going to love us. The best thing we can do is just go, oh, bless your heart, and move on. I mean, if I'm in a situation where someone's trying to fight with me and it's not something crucial, and I'm going to say crucial, critical, important, guess what? But I use the Jimmy Buffett song, breathe in, breathe out, move on, because that is the best way. I wouldn't even be covering any of this had she not plagiarized me left and right for a long time. And Steve McRae, hate him or love him, informed me of that fact. I had no idea until Steve came up to me because I was busy with my own thing and I wasn't even thinking about her and what she was doing. Yeah, shits and giggles. Today is going to be interesting. I almost wish it wasn't a beautiful sunny day that I have to go out and do some gardening. It's the first time since like the beginning of February I've been well enough to do a damn thing. So, of course, I can't believe anyone isn't trying to spend every precious moment with their little ones. I can't believe anyone isn't trying to spend every precious moment with their little ones. Christoph fan, I hear you. Oh my goodness. We just came through Easter here alone, and I had kind of a meltdown cry because COVID has stopped me from seeing my children as frequently as I have in the past, and my grown adult children, and it's hard. So I can't understand why she's not enjoying every second. Unfortunately, KJ can't let go of things and just move on. Tati never said a word during their lawsuit, and I really respect her for that. Christine, same. Um, I think that's true. And I had to look at Tati too a few times when people come after me, and I was just like, I want to fight you, and I'm like, no, I don't think it's worth it. She wants to trash the Duggars and other homeschooling families, but she's keeping Vaughn at home just the same. I bet her homeschool kids are actually learning. And that's my other concern. I'm not sure what kind of educational thing they're doing with him. I mean, I don't know what kind of curriculum they're using. I don't know how many hours a day they're forcing him to sit and learn. I don't know any of that. So I can't really make any kind of determination as to how much actual schooling he's getting. Just kind of sad. She's probably afraid what V would say at school. That's always possible too, small town Jill, because that's one thing about going to school, even private school. Oh, my voice is fading. I can tell the pollen out there is intense right now. But guess what? I can't wait. Um, any school is going to be full of mandated reporters. Anytime you're working with children in any capacity, there are mandatory reporters around. Even when I was just auditing the treatment notes of children in a residential treatment center, I was still a mandated reporter, even though I had no direct contact, except when I walked into the classroom and said, hey, how you doing? I need your notes. And would be busy, greeting the kids I knew there and saying, how are you doing today? What are you up to? So for her, it would be, at this point, it would be a scary thing to actually break down and do the whole school with mandated reporters thing. I don't know what would happen. And I don't know what that household's like. I know everybody says how dirty it is, and I was kind of like, well, it's not the cleanest, but yesterday I saw something that just kind of blew my mind. Somebody talking about the toilet brush on the kitchen countertop, which I had not seen, not paid any mind to. And I'm horrified by it because here the toilet brushes stay in our 3 bathrooms behind the toilet where they belong when we're not using them. So I don't know what any of that means for her, but I think it probably doesn't mean anything good if she's got a tall brush sitting on top of the kitchen countertop and it's anything but a new purchase. I mean, if it's a brand new purchase, you just went to the store, you bought a bunch of crap, you put your groceries away, you set the brush on the countertop until you actually walk to the bathroom to put it away. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Any other use? No. A toilet brush belongs in the toilet. So what I found really interesting about Lindsay's statement, besides the fact that it was in all caps, which you could tell she was just boiling hot angry, is the fact that she talked about adding Todd into everything. She said Todd Paulson was harassing her as well as Katie Joy. And who knows at this point? Who knows any of this? But it's very interesting to watch, and I can't wait to see what happens with Todd Chrisley. I saw a piece of legal paperwork this morning that gave me the frights at first because it looked like it was a dismissal of the 7M lawsuit. But after reading it, I realized it was just something cooked up by Graham Cracker to give to the judge to sign to dismiss the 7M lawsuit. And I don't see that happening. I think Robert Shin and 7M probably have the best case considering they have tortious interference. I don't think that KJ or Todd has managed to harm the Chrisley brand at all. In fact, I think they've helped it. Hey, Saturday, because I'm one of these people, I never watch Chrisley. Okay, never watch a show, but I don't watch reality TV mostly. So yeah, I got to address that in a second, Christine. So I've never watched a show. It's just not my thing. My husband watched it a couple of times, a couple of seasons. Oh, I love Todd Chrisley. He says it like it is. That's what my husband said. I was like, whatever. I wasn't watching the show at all and just catching him in the commercials for the show. After talking to him a handful of times and seeing everything he said on Twitter and various things, I like the guy. He's a Southerner, tells it like it is in some very funny, petty shades sometimes. And I'm all about that. So I've become a fan. I haven't watched a show yet. I've got 5 trillion other shows I'm watching first. One day I'll get around to watching Chrisley Knows Best. Okay, you're asking about the son and his asthma. They have so many pets in his house. And if it's not clean, you have to wonder what effect all that animal dander has on his breathing. Okay, I want you to look behind me. Do you see? Let me move that to the book. It's pork. Do you see what pork is sitting on? I have, with the mast cell, really severe asthma. And even if I have to crawl on the ground to make it happen, I keep this bedroom immaculate. And that means washing this, washing that, washing everything regularly, at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. It means pulling up that rug and washing it, the little throw rug I have. It means dusting, 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 clean, clean, clean. This room and the bathroom are immaculate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if I had to get on my hands and knees and lick the floor to keep it clean, I would do that. It's that kind of essential because if I have a bad asthma day, this is where I'm going to be in my controlled environment in the master bedroom suite where we have TV, comfortable chairs, bed, small refrigerator back here, and the large dressing room behind me. It's what I can control. Now, I don't know that they have that or don't have that at their house, but it's essential. If he has severe asthma, they really need to do the best job they can, keeping everything immaculate. There should be very few upholstered surfaces around that child. And that's hard because with the family, you're going to want a couch and everything. Very hard. Or they have to do like I do the rest of my house, and I scrub the house regularly. I have covers on everything. Covers, covers, covers. You pull the covers off and wash them once every week or 2. And you wash everything, all floor mats. You wash everything religiously. You keep the bathrooms and the kitchen clean. Unfortunately, I stepped in my husband's bathroom this morning, and I have to clean it when I get off here. Men should only go in the woods, I'm beginning to think. But that's really necessary for this child. And not only is that necessary, I don't know about him. He may not be allergic to these things, but I am so allergic to many cleansers that I had to be super careful about everything I clean with, even. And they should know what he is allergic to and what he isn't at this point and make adjustments. I don't know how they have all those animals in the house. And you know me, I'm not anti-animal. I have Sleep Pork back here. Who's one of my strays that just moved in the house with us. But when the asthma's bad, I've kicked cats out of the bedroom. So all of that could play a big part in his asthma. Here, if you don't keep on top of the mold, it will grow on anything. So sometimes, as allergic as I am to bleach fumes, there are times when I have to use bleach to clean with. And there's no way around it. The N95 goes on my face and I scrub and go somewhere with no bleach fumes for a while. Or I get the lady that comes and helps me out a couple times a week. I get her to do it. Just things like that. And even if they come to spray the house for bugs, which I get that done regularly here because it's so bad here with the bugs. Sometimes I've thought about rewriting the lyrics to Gangster's Paradise and doing it as Bug Paradise because this is a bug paradise. One of my friends is staying about a half a mile from us at a friend's house. And he's complaining about all the scorpions that have shown up. So you got to keep all of that in check here. And there, if you have people with asthma in the house, you just have to. And the number of hours I see her online, I cannot see her doing that. I may be wrong, but I just can't. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I looked at Renell's video this morning, Renell Smith, who I happen to adore, by the way. Renell is one of the few anti-KJ videos that I will watch. I like Renell. Renell was talking about her daughter having had wisdom teeth removed, and having issues afterwards. Sadly, I'm familiar with that. That happened with my son, but Renell is kind of beside herself trying to take care of this, and I don't blame her. I know what it's like. I well know what it's like. Oh, girl, what are you doing? I well know what it's like to have a child that has health problems, and you're beside yourself. Julie Chrisley said that she would not be drug away from a child with critical health issues, that she would stay by his side. Renell does that. I've done it. I think if you're a mother, it's part of what you signed up for. You signed up for that. You signed up for that. It's like me worrying about my kids and being bummed out that I wasn't with them for Easter and I'm not with them while this wedding is being planned and we're having to plan the wedding transatlantically over this internet connection. It's your child. And I don't get that. I don't get doing 6 and 7 hour live streams or combined live streams and saying that you're doing research the rest of the day and abandoning the child. I don't get that. I get that they're probably in crisis mode all the time because of the child, because that's one thing I've thought about too, is, when you're in crisis mode, and I'm trying to pick up what Pork was knocking down. When you're in crisis mode, you have all this adrenaline flooding your system, and not just adrenaline, but other things. And if you stay in that mode long enough, it can impact your health. It can mess with your mind. It can create all kinds of emotional trouble. And I know so many people in the former Quiverful world who have had what was diagnosed as adrenaline fatigue. I don't know if it's a real thing or not. I've seen things both ways. It is, it isn't. But they've just ended out just flat out exhausted from staying in that state. So whoever was that said they thought KJ might actually be in that state all the time, and Todd. So that's why they're not reacting to these potentially life-destroying lawsuits. That could well be. She's just stuck in that place. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That's one thing I haven't approached yet in my book, but I'm going to be writing about is when you end up at the bottom, crushed, because your body is given out because you ignored your own needs for so long. It's a really horrible place to be, and I don't wish that even on her, not at all. And if that's what's going on with her and with him, then they need to get counseling. They really do. Okay, you guys, I ran over a little more than I intended because I didn't really want to take Miss Aaron's time since she's going to be reading the documents, and I don't have time for that. I'm too disorganized to do that. People do what they can. Okay, you guys, hold on because today is going to be crazy. It is going to be a crazy, crazy day. Like I said, I think I'm going to shut everything off and go run away and hide. I'm going to garden. I'm going to get in the pool, and then I'm going to work on a quilt so that my mind is balanced, my chi is balanced, and I'm all calm. Especially since we know that one of the things that she does when she gets like this is she sends out those awful, awful legal letters. Okay, I'm gonna let everybody go to Aaron. Love you guys.